Hi crafters, Amy here with Amy's Wares, and I have a snarky dude card to share with you today. So if you need some masculine card ideas, then maybe check this out. Now this is the Circle Mosaic stencil from Colorful Life Designs. It's an older stencil in the shop, but it's a beauty. And I have some ink pads from Catherine Pooler. I'm going to use Spruce, Stone Blue, and Skylight. These are part of the Zen Garden Spa collection. And I have a card base of 110-pound Nina Classic Crest Solar White and my beloved blending brushes from the Rabbit Hole Designs. Now here's a photo of the finished card. It's single layer other than the sentiments that are kind of popped up on the front, but overall very easy and came together in a snap. Now as you can see, the pigment is very saturated and juicy coming off of these ink pads, and that's because I recently refilled them. So they are very juicy. They will kind of dry back with time. They are little foam pads, so that is a little bit different than maybe some other dye ink pads that you have in your stash. So they do tend to dry out a little bit quicker than the felt, or is it felt? Whatever the regular dye ones are. This is foam, and they do dry out a little bit quicker, but I've never had to really refill them too much. This is kind of the first time that I went through and just refilled all my ink pads. So you can see that's why they're super juicy. Now here I messed up. My way to offset this, first of all, you could use pixie spray and then it wouldn't shift around on you at all, but I didn't want to. In this case, I was being a little lazy. So first of all, you could, use your magnets so they actually help you if you're using a Wendy Vecchi station tool, or what I can do to kind of remedy the mistake a little bit is just kind of come in darker. So I lined the stencil back up where it was supposed to go and then just really saturated the blending right there, because the darker it is, the more contrast it'll create, and it'll kind of mask your mistake a little bit. So you can see it's not quite as noticeable. So I'm just going to clean up my work surface, and then I'm coming back in just to kind of tone down the white. So this is very bright, very stark, and it's a little too in your face. So I'm just coming in with some residual ink on the blending brush and just kind of light-handed toning it down a notch. So the stencil is so cool. I feel like it lends itself to the snarky, like, old man theme, like it almost looks like cobblestone or something. But then as I was making it and working in the greens, I was like, well, this kind of reminds me of turtle shells too. So that's just my creative mind thinking different ways to use the stencil. So you can definitely think outside the box and come up with different ways to use a stencil like this. But I just thought the cool geometric design of it lent itself well to a nice masculine or gender neutral type of card. So here I shot my sentiment book, and I got this dude die cut. This is from Kathy Zilski. I got it from Simon Says Stamp. If it's still available, I will link it below in the video description box with any other products. And I'm just adhering it to the shadow layer with this Artist Tack micro dots. So I've been using these micro dots like crazy to avoid having to use liquid glue on all my little fiddly die cuts, because I don't have patience and I don't like the oozage. So if you don't like oozage either, then maybe give these a little look-see. They've worked out really well for me, and I'm super stoked to have them in my stash. So here I have a little sub-sentiment, nice and snarky, from Tailored Expressions, and I'm going to pop it up with these thin foam tape strips that I get from Amazon. And I'm basically just going to adhere it down to the card front. So it says, dude, you're not old, you're vintage. So it's fun, a little bit snarky, but I have a lot of men in my life that would be able to handle a little bit of ribbing over their age. So I did around the one corner with my corner chopper tool, and that's gonna finish the card. So super easy peasy, came together in a snap, nice and low profile. It'll be easy to ship. And I hope you enjoyed this. If you did, please hit the thumbs up and consider subscribing to my channel. I really appreciate you. So let me know, do you struggle with masculine cards or gender neutral cards? Let me know in the comments. I'll check you next time. Bye.